The Ultimate Girl Group is coming to Philadelphia, and they just so happen to be Tudor Queens. So Six the Musical is stopping by the Academy of Music from September 30th to October 5th. And Alize Cruz, who plays Katherine Howard in the show, is here with us today. Thanks for joining us. We are so happy
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
me.
We were already chatting. Abby noticed your pink hair. You're like in costume a little bit, just as yourself. Let's explain the dynamics of this show. I've seen the show and I was obsessed, but I went in totally blind. I'm like, what am I learning about? There's a historical element for sure mixed with pop. Tell me about why you love it.
Oh my gosh, I love it because, as you know, you're correct. Our show is based on the 6 wives of Henry VIII, and when we tell it in history class, it's kind of, just like very factual, very from the perspective of what we see. But our show is actually like a modern day telling of it in comedy. You feel all these different things. You feel the comedic aspect, the emotional aspect, and we're just telling you our story and our feelings as the queens on it.
Yeah, it is such a dynamic show, and I know this isn't your first experience with it. You were covering multiple roles in another production, right?
It was for the cruise lines.
Yeah.
Cool. And yes, I did, but I never actually went onto the ship. So what I was called a rehearsal swing. We're essentially a backup of a backup if ever they needed someone to go on.
Oh, that was so cool.
It must be fun, but also challenging to slip into all these different roles. Because, of course, they're all queens and they're all in the same show, but they're very different, not only in their characterization, but also in the songs that they perform. I mean, you're covering a very wide range of pop stylings. And what we were kind of discussing before we met you is that they're all sort of alluding to pop divas that we know and we love. So the one that your character most closely is with, we're getting very Ariana Grande with your ponytail. We're getting a little Britney styling. Do you identify with any of those pop girls? Who are your pop people that you're following?
So crazy. They give us that umbrella of who our characters are kind of based off of from the creator's eyes. However, my queenspiration is what we like to call it, is Paris Hilton. Her story is so parallel to Katherine Howard's. So as opposed to it being like a vocal style, how I perform it, it's more of a relation to Paris Hilton's life and experiences.
Here we go, throwing a little.
Stars are blind.
That's hot, right? Isn't that her thing? That's hot.
You need a little bit more fry in there.
That's hot. And now, I'm curious too about your relationship with the other queens that you're on stage with, because that is such a core dynamic of the show. What is it like to work with these other women?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's only 6 of us, and then we have our 4 band members, which we also interact with in the show. And that is so different than any theater performance where there's maybe 15, 20 people on stage at times, and it's always so cohesive, and you're always tuned in with each other, and we all have different moments on stage. So if you watch closely, if you're not watching the person who's speaking, you'll see other people having their own little world conversation, like in the background. But it's always, we always start the show with saying, "I got your back" to every single person, because it really is, if one of us is down, we need to, we're there for you, we're here to get through this together, because it's a hard show. It's 85 straight being on stage. So and oftentimes, we have relationships outside of the show as well, and we're friends outside of the show. And I think that's important, and you see it on stage.
Totally. No, there's like this competition era too, like the show itself, that's part of the plot, and not to give anything away, but it's nice how you flip that narrative a little bit. And I think it's something that all women who go and see the show can take away. So you're inspiring while you're entertaining, and we can see it in Philly coming very, very soon. I can't wait to see you in person. All the information's there on our screens. But yeah, we'll grab our tickets, right, Ab?
Certainly, yes. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, we'll come on out and check out Six the Musical. Rachel and I will be singing. So if you hear us,
there will be 8. We'll be the 7 and 8.
We'll get you on stage. We'll get you on stage for the closing number.
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much.